Hello everybody, and welcome back to Socially Awkward Gaming, where we're playing Stonehearth. Okay, so I have a few things to mention before we start playing, or, well, rather before we, I don't know, I just have a few things to mention. The first one I'll mention because I can unpause the game after I do it. So, I was actually, in editing the first video, I was looking for footage to put for the thumbnail and for the end of the video, and, I looked at, like, an old town of mine. I can put the image here, and I really like the look of it, and it has a very specific design. I mean, you guys can tell me if you like that design or not. So, I was thinking that I kind of want to use that design instead of the whole, like, log cabin look. So, it has, generally the buildings have, like, stone on the bottom like this, but they have a lighter wood on the top, and I kind of think I want to go with that, which, I just realized that this is actually fine. I think I can change this before I do anything else, but for this I might have to just deconstruct it at some point. I like the way this looks, but they don't look good with the same design for a two-story building, as in this is like, I don't know, it just looks bad. So I kind of want to put the lighter colored walls on here. So I think it looks like this. Is it working out for me? Like that? Yeah. I think it's like that. So I kind of want to do that, but with, you know, all the houses. And also put, like, maybe a stone roof on it. I don't know yet. But I like the way that looks a little bit better, so I might just change a lot of this. I didn't realize that I didn't set this to build yet, so that's fortunate. I think it does look better. I don't know. But I want to do that. And then normally what I would do is, yeah. So I'm going to select the roof. And I would put, like, yeah, something like that. I think it does look better. So I'm going to have to redo this, unfortunately, because that took a little bit of time. So, I don't know if I could redo this and talk about what I want to talk about because I wrote it down, and I'm not sure I can. Okay, well, I'll just read it. Okay, so, I've realized that, in the first two episodes, so I recorded those both on the same day. This is going to be a struggle to talk about this and do this at the same time. I noticed that I didn't really outline a goal for myself. I just kind of said, like, if, you know, is that, no, okay. That if I had, if the town got destroyed, kind of, I would just reload and continue on from there. However, I think it would be more interesting to have a sort of end goal for the series. If you watch the other stuff on the channel, in Starbound, we do that a lot. We do, we have the kind of end goal of, when we reach the final boss, or when a new update comes out, we end that series and then we start another one, which is nice because it allows us to remake our characters and stuff. And similarly in Stonehearth, if I ever ended something, it would be cool because then I could focus on maybe a Rise Children build. So I want there to be an end. I'm just not sure when I would want that to happen. So I was thinking that when I finally do get invaded and the killing blow, that looks alright, and the killing blow happens, instead of reloading, I can consider that a loss. And yeah, I think I like the look of that. I can consider that a loss, and I can just start a new series after that, and that would also allow me to, you know, occasionally, like, suspend the series, so that way I can try out another game. I've been thinking of Massive Chalice, and stuff like that. So anyway, point of that, what do I call this? Two-story? That's not how you spell two. The point of that is that we can have a goal, and that goal is that, we good? Is everything good? I'm not sure how disjointed this whole speech has been because I'm really bad at multitasking while building. But anyway, yeah, that goal is that once this place gets destroyed, or once, you know, enough people die that I would have to reload for it to be worth playing on, that would be considered a loss. I would restart with a new town, and maybe the new town I could use, you know, Rise Children, and that would be pretty interesting. Okay, so now I can finally read since I'm not, like, looking at my screen. Okay, so What I said in episode 1 also was that I wanted to build walls. I think I said like somewhere over here and over here. However, I think the game is a lot more fun without walls because it adds a lot of struggle because you can't, with walls, you attack, you fight the enemies when they come towards you. You know, it's on your time. But without walls, they could just come in whenever and start terrorizing your town. So I was thinking maybe I could have like one wall over here, so that way all the attacks come from one area. But if I don't have a wall, then I don't get to choose when I get attacked, which might add a little bit more fun. So I was thinking of just doing a town without like all-encompassing walls, and I put that I think in the description of the last the first episode. So I think that's it. I believe that's what happened. Further, in episode 2, like I said, I recorded that right after I did episode 1, so I asked for naming suggestions, but I never got to act on those because I didn't get any, that was like a while back, and I didn't get any feedback, but I got feedback now, and the comments, I saw 2 name suggestions, so I'm gonna go look at those. Okay, I looked at the suggestions, and from Hunter207, he said to name Brom Killian into Hunter. So I'm gonna go and do that, if I can figure out how. Okay, so you're gonna be named Hunter. There we go. And Weasel Games said to name somebody Bob Weasel. So theoretically I should look for a guy. Bob Weasel. You know, I'm interested that you didn't say to name like the Trapper Hunter, but that was just an interesting thing. I have a lot of girls. You look like a Bob. This guy looks like a Bob. Okay, so you, sir, shall be Bob Weasel. I think that's how it is? Yeah. Okay, cool. That's your name, buddy. So now we have 2 named people. Okay, so in addition to building, I guess building would be the main thing that we should focus on so everyone can get, indoor beds and just be a little bit safer. But in addition to that, oh hey, up, that's not good at all. We also need to work on my stonemason and get that person leveled up so we can get some armor. Or in this case, weapons. I remember in the last, I think it was the last episode, I didn't get a stone maul. Okay, are they gonna run back over there? No? You're gonna, okay. Cool. Yeah, I opted not to get a stone maul because I can think, I swear to God I can. Because it wasn't worth it to get for all the wood that it would require to make those stone hoes, but now I can make them on my own. We don't have one of those made. I think I made someone go back to work. I think I made someone I didn't. Wow. Okay. I'm a little bit behind. You're probably good for the job. You are going to be the new stonemason. And then he's going to make, yeah, I need stone mauls. He can also make, I don't know, tools? I forget what the stonemason can do. Probably important things, hopefully. And eventually, he can make the blacksmith hammer thing, so then we can get a blacksmith. I'm at a loss for words today, apparently. So craft that. Our carpenter is level 3. What does that mean you can make now? Well, you've always been able to make that. You can make some crates. In fact, maybe I should get those at some point. Yeah. I also want good beds, but I need a weaver for that, and I don't have a crop of silkweed anymore, or at least right now. So I can't really make a weaver because I don't have a constant supply. And that's about it. Those are pretty useful, but I also need silkweed for that. So instead of, I'm not sure if I explained it, because I don't think I ever used that before. But this town alert mode, it just puts everyone by the flag, and then they just start fighting, which is really good if an enemy that's too strong for your footman attacks. But if you get those things, the wooden safety standards, I think they're called? Yeah. you can just basically make more of these. So that way people run to the nearest one, which is really helpful if you have people like out and about over here or whatever. So when something comes by, they can run to the nearest thing instead of running all the way back and hoping that they can outrun the monster. But the problem I have with those also is that means there's fewer people to each flag. So if something does come and attack and you need your whole town to be attacking it, it's, you know, you only have a couple people attacking. This guy's gonna die at some point. I mean, it makes sense that he's sad, because he's always out here and things always attack. And we've been lucky so far that it's been, like, just little entlings, but once a stone golem comes through, it's not gonna be so great. Yeah, I get it. You're unhappy because you got hurt as a soldier. Kinda your job. Well, you're also upset about your food situation. Can't really do anything about that right now. We don't have a cook yet, and it's gonna be a while until we do. Farmers are much more needed than cooks. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't have to rebuild this. I totally thought that I had clicked the build thing before, which would have really sucked. I think I built this the way I wanted it to, hopefully. I think it looks a little bit better. With the one stories, I actually like this a lot better, the whole log cabin look with the wooden roof. But when it goes to two-story buildings, it just doesn't look as nice, I think, to have like the wooden cabin on top of a stone base. So I like the way this looks a lot better. Yeah. I don't know what to do right now. I guess Stonemason should have created his thingy. So let's put that down. You can work right next to the carpenter. I'm gonna need a building for these guys eventually, but I'd like to start with actual like bedrooms first. Because beds are kind of more important than for them to be crafting under a roof. And we're gonna get the daily update soon, which I don't think... Oh, come on. I need 50. I have 48. Can you like harvest just a little bit more? Just a teensy bit. Huh? Oh, I heard like a sound that I thought meant that she put some stuff into a basket, which would mean that I get more edibles, but they're also eating everything, which isn't cool. If I click on that now, I'm not gonna get it. Ooh, I might not get it today. They need to... Where's the farmer? What are you doing? Are you like sad? Are you like sad running? Yeah, you are. It looks really ridiculous. I'm not sure I can... You can delay clicking on this for a certain amount of time. And if you wait long enough and this goes up, you can eventually get the daily update. But if you wait too long, it doesn't count. I don't know. I don't think she's gonna loot... Oh, wait. Come on, just pick up a few more carrots. Just a couple more. We can get the daily update, hopefully, maybe. Probably not. No? Come on. Oh, okay, we passed it. But it doesn't count. Yeah. Sometimes it'll count, sometimes it won't. Oh well. We'll get the next person, I'm sure. Because now we actually have a supply of food coming in. I wonder, what level is she? Level 1, so she might be able to plant more things now. I'm not sure if I want the farms right here. Like, in this order. But I can always get rid of them, they're really easy to move. Let's see. Oh, I can make silkweed, so I can get a weaver once I get another person. Right now I don't have a lot of people. And flowers. Flowers are great, so my herbalist can actually... Do I have an herbalist? If I get an herbalist, they can start healing. Oh, I don't think I have an herbalist. Because I didn't see a desk for it. Let's get some more food. Okay, you have weaving stuff, which I don't really need. I mean, I could use armor. I might go for it. I think I'm going to. Okay, what do I have that is useful to sell? Those are kind of... Ooh, I never use the fancy crates. Or the fancy windows. But I need 40. That's not gonna make it. I could sell some silver, and I have a lot of tin. You know what? There's a lot of silver around. I can waste a little bit of money, right? And then I never use up all my fur. There we go. Somebody gets up. I guess it's... That looks so strange. But now he's all armored up, so he won't die quite as easily. which is nice. So, how's the... I think I should expand the mine. Oh no, they haven't finished it yet. I guess because they're working on the house. Yeah, that'll take them a little bit of time. Especially because they have all these weird parts. They need to build ladders up to like each individual strange block on this place. Although they're getting pretty far. They're almost done with the first floor. So, shouldn't be too long. Although the roof does take a lot of time. So, back to you. What can you make me? Here's the thing. There's lots of stone on the map. So I found that using these guys to make lots of useless stuff, it sells for quite a bit. So that way I can actually trade with the merchants a little bit and get stuff that I don't normally have. And it also gets their skill up pretty quickly. So I want this pretty badly. And it only requires a level 1. So all they have to do is make a little bit of that. These two things. I normally have them make, I think it's the braziers? I don't know how to pronounce that. It's these two things. They sell for a lot. Plus the benches. And they only cost like 1 stone to make, so not bad. And then when the merchants come around, I can sell all of those each time. So then they start making them again. I think I explained this before, but I clicked on maintain instead of craft. So they're always going to have 5 in the inventory. So that way I can always just sell them and they'll always make more. So Hunter, you are a mason. And level 1. So now I can make those stone walls. I can make 2 of them. I believe, oh, that's not cool. I believe my footmen can use them. I'm getting really lucky. I don't think I was attacked on the first night. And now I keep getting attacked by the little tree guys, which is not terrible. So I noticed one thing. I was playing this a lot for a short period, well, a pretty long period of time, and I kept dying really early on, and it was really frustrating because I had so many people in my army, and they were fighting off monsters that they really should have been able to take, and I realized a couple things about how to fight better in this game, and one of them is really directing who your people fight against. It doesn't matter in the beginning, because there's 2 people, they're pretty strong, and these guys are really weak, but when you end up getting a lot of people attacking, and when you get like archers and clerics and stuff attacking your group of your military, you need to direct them to attack one person at a time, because sometimes they'll just go off and attack everybody, and that just means that they're all getting hurt like equally. You need them to focus on one person, kill that one person, and especially if they're clerics or archers, because the archers do a ton of damage, and the clerics just make sure that they last forever. So that was one of the things that I learned, because I was trying to figure out why my people were dying, even though like at some point it was more than half of my entire population was just composed of footmen. And I'm okay now. I used to not be okay with having so many footmen, but now I'm okay with about half of my people being footmen, because it means they're going to survive. And I'd rather have my people survive than have a few extra Hearthlings to like work on the houses or whatever. So, I think that concludes this episode, and I will see you guys in the next episode. So stay awkward. Bye!